The second episode of Season 20 of The Bachelorette opened with Charity reflecting on her first night with the men. She was filled with excitement and ready to move forward with the remaining 19 men. This episode would narrow down the number of male contestants from 19 to 14. What happened in The Bachelorette Season 20 Episode 2? Giving Charity more opportunities to spend time with the other suitors and explore her connections with them. The episode began with Charity facing the reality of dating 19 men. But she was prepared for it. Today was her first date, and she was eager to see where it would lead. At the mansion, Jesse arrived and playfully commented on Braden's outfit, which consisted of a scarf and earrings. Jesse joked that Braden felt like he didn't need to try anymore since he had received the first impression rose. Despite the jokes, Jesse revealed that there would be 2 group dates and 1 romantic one-on-one date during this episode. He then handed out the first date card, which revealed that Aaron B. would be going on a one-on-one date with Charity. Aaron B. was thrilled about this opportunity and expressed his range of emotions. When Charity arrived to pick him up for their date, they hopped into a vintage red convertible that she was driving herself. They made a stop near the Hollywood sign, where they sat down and enjoyed a bottle of champagne together during their conversation. They discovered that both of their parents had been married for a long time, creating common ground between them. Back at the mansion, Aaron S. shared his thoughts on observing all the men and being able to distinguish who is genuinely there for genuine reasons of finding love from those who are not. He expressed his happiness over Aaron B.'s one-on-one date as he believed it should go to someone who is truly there for love's sake rather than any ulterior motives. Adrian also chimed in by sharing his perspective as a 33-year-old with a 1-year-old daughter. He believed that his life experiences gave him a higher level of maturity and allowed him to observe situations more carefully. Charity has a wonderful surprise in store for him. They draw closer to the iconic Hollywood sign and hike up the mountain, sharing yet another heartfelt kiss. As dinner time approaches, Charity and Aaron B. change into more comfortable attire and take their seats. At this moment, he expresses to her that she makes him feel like the luckiest man alive. It becomes evident that his family holds immense importance in his life, especially his bond with his little brother. Having been in a 4-year relationship before, he acknowledges that he wasn't the best boyfriend due to struggles with communication and listening. Recognizing the need for improvement, he underwent therapy to address these traits and confront his pride. The pain of witnessing some of his previous partners flirting with other guys made him realize how much he values openness. Aaron B. finds solace in being able to be vulnerable with Charity. It creates a sense of safety within their relationship. She admires his willingness to put in the necessary effort for their future as partners, an attractive quality indeed. Expressing humility, Aaron B. admits that he hopes to become the man she truly deserves. Charity assures him that they are off to an excellent start together. Meanwhile, back at the mansion, the remaining men eagerly await Aaron B.'s return when a date card arrives bearing several names: Doughton, Tanner, Adrian, John, Caleb A. Caleb B., Caleb K., Xavier, James, Aaron S., Sean, and Braden. The card reads, "Suns out, buns out," sparking excitement among them as Braden playfully vouches not to lose if it turns out to be a competition. Returning focus to their dinner date experience, Aaron B. opens up about how incredible of a woman Charity truly is in his eyes, an admiration she deeply appreciates amidst their blossoming connection. Surprisingly yet again, Charity's delights are another surprise awaiting them. They step into a theater, greeted by the presence of Lauren Elena, who prepares to perform for them. As they dance together, Charity bestows upon Aaron B. the rose, a symbolic gesture he gladly accepts amidst Charity's first date of the season. She finds herself filled with an undeniable sense of optimism and contentment. The following day marks the arrival of her first group date. The men gather at the beach, and upon seeing Charity, Braden swiftly makes his move to be the first one to embrace her in a warm hug. Charity excitedly shared with the men that one of her favorite spots is the beach, and she thought it would be a great place for them to relax and have fun. Jesse joins in and suggests adding a little friendly competition to win Charity's heart, a dodgeball game. This will be the 4th annual Bachelorette Dodge Bowl, with high stakes. The winning team gets to attend the after-party. In contrast, the losers head back to the mansion. To make things more interesting, they all wear hot pink Speedos as uniforms, with sports cups being mandatory. The judges for the game are Jesse, Charity, and renowned sportscasting legend Liz Habib. In an exciting turn of events, the pink team emerges victorious in the dodgeball game. Adrian stands out as their most valuable player and is awarded accordingly due to his outstanding performance. He is invited to join the pink team. Charity expresses her delight at seeing how much effort all the men put into this activity. During the after-party, Charity expresses her enjoyment of everyone's company and raises a toast to get to know them better. However, Brayden privately voices his disagreement about Adrian being chosen as MVP and finds it challenging to come to terms with this decision. He takes this concern up with Charity during their conversation. Next, Charity has a one-on-one chat with John and expresses her surprise at how he fully embraced the day's activities. Their conversation progresses pleasantly until John leans in for a kiss. This unexpected gesture fills Charity with happiness and excitement. Brayden openly discusses with other men that although he received the first impression that rose earlier on, he had also hoped for a one-on-one date as well, even if it may make him sound entitled. Later on, Brayden confronts Adrian about not deserving MVP recognition, which visibly upsets Adrian. Adrian explains that his teammates called him an MVP because Charity did so too, but Brayden compares this to someone undeserving getting a championship ring in sports. This leads Adrian to believe that Brayden is immature and only interested in treating the show as a spring break vacation. Adrian reassures Charity during their conversation that he is serious about finding love and settling down. He confides in her about his daughter and how difficult it was for him to leave her behind. Having noticed some guys treating this journey like spring break instead of approaching it with seriousness, he makes it clear that he is genuinely committed to this experience and values her time greatly, hence not wanting to waste any of it at the after party. Charity addresses the men and reveals insights gained from conventions that suggest not everyone may be here for the right reasons. She emphasizes her own intention of finding a genuine connection and expects all present to share this objective as well. Surprisingly, Brayden and Adrian Charity present the group rose to John. Anticipation builds as the next group date is about to commence, with Gabby and Rachel arriving early, fueling Charity's eagerness to speak with them. The men arrive with infectious excitement: Josh, John Henry, Michael, Warwick, Spencer, and Joey, each warmly welcomed by a sizable crowd. An extraordinary opportunity awaits whoever manages to captivate all the women will have the chance to break a record in Bachelor Nation history for having the longest kiss ever recorded on the show, currently standing at 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Following a series of questions designed to gauge sincerity, Charity finds Joey's responses most sincere, which leads her to choose him for this record-breaking endeavor. The remaining men witness Joey and Charity shatter their own record with 4 minutes and 25 seconds of passionately locked lips. In true Bachelor fashion, Joey earns an intimate one-on-one date while leaving his frustrated competitors feeling deflated as they walk away. Upon returning later that evening to their mansion, Brayden shares his dissatisfaction by stating that he would never have stayed seated. Watching such an act strikes him as disrespectful. During their subsequent date together with Charity sometime later, Joey radiates sheer happiness when recounting his childhood in a divorced household where love continued despite his father coming out as gay, an experience that taught him about immense parental love and its lasting impact on forming meaningful connections. Charity hands over the rose to Joey, realizing how reliable and genuine he has been throughout their time together. He consistently demonstrates openness and honesty in an admirable manner. The following day, Jesse gathers all the men and shares both good news and bad news with them. Unfortunately, there won't be a planned cocktail party as expected. However, there will be a barbecue instead, with Charity on her way to join them all soon after. Upon Charity's arrival at the barbecue location, she warmly greets every man present as they eagerly begin to grill food together. Taking a moment to sit down next to Doughton for an intimate conversation, Doughton confesses his motivation for joining this journey was solely because of her presence in his life thus far since signing up for this experience long ago, in addition to sharing this personal revelation with Charity. Doughton notably carries a card from when he initially arrived in the USA at just 4 years old, a heartfelt gesture that she greatly appreciates. Touchingly, Doughton asks for a kiss from her, which she willingly obliges. Meanwhile, Tanner takes time to sincerely express his intentions to Charity, sharing that he is present on this journey with the goal of discovering his lifelong partner. Undoubtedly stepping out of his comfort zone during the barbecue gathering, Sean decides to teach Charity a new skill, golfing, effectively demonstrating his willingness to go above and beyond for her. Braden ensures the other men are aware of how he perceives himself during this experience by boldly expressing a sense of being a 70s rock star, donning eccentric earrings and a velvet shirt. Interestingly, Braden even prepared his bags in advance for an immediate departure after the barbecue if his expectations aren't met through his interaction with Charity. However, despite these precautions, Braden still allows himself to be candid and sincere when given the opportunity for conversation. When given their chance to speak individually with Charity, both Braden and Adrian seize these moments gracefully. During their discussion together, Braden opens up about harboring doubts regarding parts of Charity's character due to what occurred during the date involving the longest kiss. He genuinely questions how he could continue pursuing their connection under such circumstances, to everyone's surprise, including Charity herself. She appreciates Braden's honesty and values how transparent he remains throughout their conversation. Taking advantage of another brief moment together for discussion, Adrian reiterates that when mentioning spring break, he was honestly reflecting on enjoying such experiences while in college without any ulterior motives or hidden implications attached to his words within that context at that particular time in his life. Curious about Adrian's assertion regarding immaturity, Charity seeks further clarification regarding its intended meaning within their conversation thus far. In response to her inquiry on this matter by him personally back then, hence why it was mentioned, denoting aspects reminiscent of emotional intelligence appearing lacking from certain participants and during those group date activities when addressing the longest kiss incident. Interestingly, it is through Adrian's explanation that Charity discovers Braden himself had previously described such actions by others as classless and disrespectful towards everyone involved, despite not using those specific words during their earlier conversation together. Charity felt deeply saddened by the fact that Braden held such a strong connection with her. However, Jesse arrived and kindly informed her that Charity had learned distressing information, causing her to leave. He assured everyone that they would see her at the rose ceremony. In a candid moment, Adrian confessed that he had shared with Charity what had transpired upon their return from the date. As the rose ceremony commenced, Charity found herself overwhelmed by conflicting accounts. She was told two different stories, leaving her in a state of immense struggle. Despite acknowledging it as an incredible week, she couldn't deny the impact of what she had been told on her emotions and decision-making. During the ceremony, Braden received the final rose.